Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard, I'm Penge, and welcome to day 10 of the Geek Cupboard's Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown 2022. So we're on day 10, we're into double figures already, so here we go, back with the tea advent calendar, open it up and we shall find gigantic tea door number 10. Where are you, gigantic tea door number 10? There you are, okay. It's telling me to stretch. Okay, I'll just do that. Hang on. This person here, look, is doing, I don't know what that is. I'm sure that's got a proper sort of official name of a stretch. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to stand up and do that. My chair will make a lot of noise. My chair isn't very well. It kind of creaks and cracks. So hang on a second. So I'm going to do this stretch. You can't see it happening, but look, you can tell I'm far away from the microphone. Okay, so I have to put my hand on my hip like that. And then, hang on a minute, and then put my arm up, sort of like, you can see the shadow. Look, there's my arm in front of the light. Okay. I'm doing a bit of a stretch, and then, hang on, I'll do the other side. I'll do the other side as well, hang on. And then stretch that way as well. Oh, and there we go. Yeah, right, I've done stretching advent calendar. I do tend to do some stretches before and after doing recording stuff, just because when you're recording, you're generally quite sort of static in front of the computer. You've got, so your hand on a keyboard there, and your hand on a mouse here. So I do tend to sort of stretch my shoulders and kind of try and stretch my back and stretch my neck and stuff. So I do a little bit of stretching. Not to this degree. Don't normally do that level of stretching. But there we go. I've done some stretching advent calendar. So now let's have a look at what tea is contained therein. So we've got a lovely orange kind of wrapper for it. Tea will warm your soul from the inside out. Yes, it absolutely will. I concur. Okay, let's see what we've got then. So turn it over. Turmeric Ginger Ninja. Oh, it's got an exciting name. Right, I've only just read the title, but I have high hopes for this one. Busting with good stuff thanks to the carrot and ginger. We've given the wholesome herbal a hit of power-packed turmeric. It's a supercharged organic wonder sip loaded with sweet earthy notes. Okay, and it's just, pour it and drink it. Leave it for between 3 to 5 minutes. We'll probably leave it in the middle of that, sort of 4 minutes possibly. Right, sounds wonderful. I like the sound of this. So, ingredients, carrot. Okay, so it's mostly carroty. Is that normal for a tea? I don't think I've ever had carroty tea, not that I was aware. And then ginger, licorice root, chicory root, beetroot, turmeric, black pepper. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm going to have a bit of this then. So, now we need to go to the kettle. And here we are with our lovely freshly brewed cup of turmeric ginger ninja tea. And you can tell it's got carrot in it because it's a very orangey looking tea. Look at that. It is very orangey indeed. I mean, yes, okay, it's a herbal tea. You can tell it's one of the tisane things, but it's very orangey. It's very orangey indeed, which is no great surprise because, of course, we saw that it was, 35% carrots, whatever it was. Hang on, I've got the packet there. What is it? Yeah, 35% carrot. Yes, and indeed, it shows. Okay, so I mean, to smell it, it smells a bit gingery, I would say. Not overly gingery, but it smells a bit gingery and also a little bit sort of earthy, I would say. That might be the turmeric possibly, I don't really know, but it smells a little bit earthy. It smells okay, it smells quite nice. So let's have a taste of this, shall we? I'm quite looking forward to this one. I have high hopes for this one. Okay, not quite as strong as I thought it was going to be. You can taste carrot, but only a bit. It's not like a strong, overpowering taste of carrot. Given that it's 35% carroty tea, I was expecting more sort of carroty flavour, but no, it tastes a little bit carroty, and there is ginger. There's a sort of an aftertaste, like a lingering aftertaste of ginger. It's not overly strong. But it's quite nice. That's okay. Hang on. Go for another taste. Yeah, see, initially, when you sort of, drink it initially, straight off you get that kind of turmeric, sort of, earthy, it's a bit, not spicy like that, but there's a taste, you can taste the turmeric. And then that kind of goes away, and then you get a sort of a bit of a carroty thing, and then there's an aftertaste of ginger, I would say. The ginger kind of comes at the end. You don't get that initially. That's quite nice. I quite like that. Yeah, I quite like that. It's quite refreshing as well. The flavours aren't sort of, there's nothing that's too strong or nothing too, whatever, bitter or sour or sweet or whatever. It's quite nicely balanced. It's quite a nice sort of, quite clean sort of refreshing cup of tea. I quite like that, yeah. The ginger isn't too gingery, Although I don't mind that so much. I don't mind that quite so much. I'm okay with quite a gingery cup of tea, but that is okay. That's quite a nice cup of tea. Okay, wonderful. There we go. So, got our lovely tea. Let's go over to today's question. Now, this is an interesting one. A few people have asked this. Fran Smith asked it first, and they said, how did you meet Dave? What were the circumstances? Who started their channel first? Tell us some stories. Okay, so when we say Dave, we're talking about the wonderful Dave over at the wee hours, who is another YouTuber person. If you haven't checked out Dave, you don't know who Dave is, I mean, I would be surprised if you're listening to this and you didn't know who Dave over at the Wee Hours was. I'd be very surprised indeed. But if you haven't, for how you heard of Dave or checked his channel out, then yes, I'll put a link in the video description below so you can go and have a little look. And if I remember, which I don't always do, but if I do, I'll put a little kind of what do they call it? Like a card. So something should appear up here, if I can time it correctly. Something should kind of go boop, and it will say something like, check out the wee hours, or something like that. If I can, if I remember and I can figure out how to do it, then yes, I'll put a thing there as well. So yes, fellow YouTuber person, and we've done various bits and bobs together, and yeah, I like to think we're quite good friends. We've never actually met in person. We've never actually met in person. Like, I don't know what Dave looks like. I've got no idea. He doesn't know what I look like, apart from, you know, my hands and the back of my head, kind of it. And I don't know what he looks like, so I've never actually met him in person. But we sort of message each other very frequently and pop into streams and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we do get on quite well, I like to think. So how did we meet? Initially, we were part of something called the YouTube Wolf Pack, which was, or is, I think it's still there, and might not be quite as active as it used to be. It's kind of like a little group of content creators. And I think way back when I started the Geek Cupboard, back in 2016, I can't remember who actually sort of found me, whether I found them, I'm not really sure, but it was on Twitter initially. So there's a little group of people who made content, and they just, starting out and trying to get going. And yeah, they found me, or I found them, not quite sure how. And then we kind of banded together, and somebody said, hey, there's this Discord thing. Let's go and set up a Discord server. So we ended up on Discord, which is where it is now, I think. And yeah, it was just a little group of content creators, and some did games. I think most people did games. Some people did art, some people did all sorts. People did like sort of reviews of films or whatever it was. There was a very big Star Wars fan on there as well. So yeah, there was a good range of people. And it was like it was all very welcoming and friendly, and people could ask for help with technical stuff, best ways to record sound or best ways to edit, or maybe they could put up a thumbnail and say, can we improve this, or which thumbnail thinks better, or whatever. It was kind of just a lovely, friendly thing, and people would go on and chat, and it was all very lovely. And I met Dave in there. He was in there. Now, I don't know how Dave got in there. I'm not entirely sure how Dave joined the Wolfpack, because people went out and looked for other people. So yeah, he joined. I don't think I was responsible. I'm fairly certain I wasn't responsible for Dave joining the Wolfpack. Now I'm doubting myself. But no, I think he was in there already. I think Dave was there in the Wolfpack already. So I joined relatively early on. And I think Dave joined probably only a little bit afterwards, possibly. I don't know when Dave exactly joined the Wolfpack, but it was some point around, we were there at the same time at some point. And I think I saw the name, but I didn't really sort of know much about Wee Hours. And then there was a bit where you could post your video. So it had like a thing of all the videos would appear of people that have posted videos. And there was one, and I don't know if it's still there, but it was called something like, I'm done with Elex and this is why, or something along those lines. And I remember watching and thinking, oh, okay, that's interesting. I don't know what Elex is. Let's go and have a look. So Elex was a game. And I sort of sat back and watched the video and thought, do you know what? This guy knows what he's talking about. He actually knows what he's talking about. He's making good points. They're well delivered. It's engaging content. There's humour. I need to check more of this out. So I did. I went, okay, what's this about? Wee Hours. Okay, let's go into that, and had a look around. And again, it's so long ago, it's lost of time what I actually went and watched after that. I can't recall what we did after that. But yeah, we did. I would have watched something or other. And then I would have thought, do you know what? I quite like this. And then I probably end up saying hello on the Discord server and saying, hey, I like your video or whatever. Again, I mean, we could go and find out. I could go and find out who said hello to first, but I'd have to scroll back through, 5 years worth of chat stuff. And that would take quite a long time. So we ended up chatting somehow, not quite sure. And then it kind of just went from there. Sort of like, we got on, I'd like to think. And then, we just sort of sort of carried on from that moment. And we've done some collaboration stuff. We did Talisman ages ago. That was great fun. What a great game Talisman is. So that was quite good fun. That was a good little video series we did together. We did the Great Penguin Heist, or the Penguin Game, or whatever it was called. The one where we were penguins, we were trying to rob places. That was brilliant. That was really good fun. I very much enjoyed doing the Penguin Game, as I always kind of think of it as. Just because it was so suitably ridiculous that it suited us both very well. And we just got to both sort of muck about for a bit. Because I think if we were to play something very serious, if we were to sit down and say, play a game of, I don't know, what could we play? Like Victoria 3, for example. That's quite an in-depth sort of strategic game. You have to be really on the ball, and you have to know what you're doing, and it's all like numbers and management and sort of concentration and such like. If we were to play that, I don't think it would be quite as good a video as us pretending to be two penguins trying to, go rob a Arctic vault, whatever it was. That works much better when we did a collaboration. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, we've probably done some other stuff as well. I can't recall now, but we've done quite a lot together. And yeah, as I said, we sort of message quite regularly every day. We sort of send messages and, sort of have a little chat, say hello and how are you doing and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it'll be, do you think I should do this on YouTube? Or what do you think about this? Sometimes it'll just be like, hello, it started snowing here, or whatever. Or hello, this is happening now. I'm doing this. Look, it's fun, or whatever. I have learned that our burgers here in the UK are pitifully small compared to American burgers, because, Dave, I sent him a picture ages ago saying, look, I'm having a burger in an American diner, and he's just laughed. He said, ha ha ha, no, that's not a burger, that is nothing at all. But then since then I've had the larger size burger from that place with hash browns in, and he seemed to approve of this. But there's a lot of chat that goes back and forth, and I like to think that, he's helped me out a great deal. He's helped me out on the channel. I've helped him out. So it's good. It's a good thing to have. It's nice to have that person to sort of go and chat to about YouTubey stuff. And sometimes it could be like, yeah, this has happened. But sometimes it could be just a bit of a moan about stuff occasionally. Sometimes you might get a bit frustrated with something, or something didn't work. The other day, recording something, and our power went wibbly, and my computer switched off in the middle of recording stuff, so I had to moan at him about that, saying, I was halfway through something and the power went off and lost it all. So it was quite handy. It's good just to have somebody to sound off to, as it were, that does the same stuff that you do. So it's quite handy. But I think he's appeared in my games, and I've appeared in his games quite a number of times now. I think our runs of Honey, I Joined a Cult were really good. So we started playing that game at pretty much the same time. I think the same day, launch day. We sort of knew we were going to sort of plan this a little bit, as it were. So he appeared in my runs of Honey, I Joined a Cult. So his cult was mentioned, and then I sort of mentioned in his. And as time went on, the two cults that were down the road from each other sort of became more intertwined. So we had I would send people over to try and infiltrate, Spicy Todd's place and that kind of stuff. And I think that worked out really well. That was a lot of fun. And then I think in the penultimate part, was it, of those series, there was the sort of little video call we did between the two sort of cult leaders. But that was really good. That was really good fun. I thought it was a lot of fun to sort of get that done. So that's how we met, and that's circumstances. Who started their channel first? I think I started my channel first. I think the Geek Cupboard was first, but I don't think Dave was far after. Geek Cupboard began in August 2016. Dave was, I don't know, I'm not entirely sure. Half a year later, possibly? I think it was 2017. It must have been 2017, because it wasn't long after the Geek Cupboard had started. So it's probably around 2017. But so that's how I kind of met. And Dave's great. If you haven't sort of checked out his channel, then yes, please do go and have a look. I think it is one of those things where this is where the YouTube algorithm isn't correct. This is what I would believe, because I think Dave should have more subs and views for the content that it goes on to the wee hours. There should be a lot more subscribers and a lot more views, and the lack of algorithm picking stuff up, that you see other videos getting picked up that are nowhere near the quality and the level of kind of entertainment and engagement and humour and stuff that's in Dave's videos, but other videos kind of get pushed out there. You think, well, why is this getting pushed out and then Dave's video, which is significantly better. It's not. It is a criminal thing, YouTube algorithm. Please sort that out. So, yeah, indeed, he should have way more of everything on the channel. So yes, please don't go and check out Dave, because it is well worth it. It's very funny and engaging and witty and clever. And there will be things on fire. There'll be things on fire, so that's quite good. So yeah, if you like things being on fire, that's quite fun. So yeah, indeed, go and check out Dave's channel, because it is well worth it indeed, because you will not be disappointed. There's plenty on there as well. So many different games and things like that. There's a lot to get on with. And in a way, it's a bit like the Geek Cupboard as well, in that we sort of more tell stories with it. It's not like we go in and have like the greatest technical review of, say, Civilization or something. We don't go in and go, okay, right, if you do this and do that and do this and do that and do this, then yes, your Civilization will be the best one ever and you will win by 1,000,000 points. It's not that. We go in and just kind of mess around and tell a tale and tell a story and have fun with it. So you don't go there for competent gaming, as his channel header says. I'm not being mean. There's no competent gameplay there. Yeah, it's more sort of, it's fun and engaging. It's about story and characters and kind of, weaving a bit of a yarn there, which is quite fun. So absolutely go and check it out, because Dave is fabulous. And yeah, I think that answers the question. I think that should answer the question. How did we meet? What were the circumstances? Who started first? Tell us some stories. Got a few stories going on there. So yeah, I think that will do. I'm going to have a little bit of tea. Hang on. That is very nice. I quite like that. That is one of the better ones we've had. So there we go. I've got some lovely tea. I've answered the question. I think we can wrap things up for the moment. So for now, thank you very much for joining me on day 10 of the Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown 2022, and I will see you next time. For as we all know, with cake comes spiritual enlightenment and also happiness.
That smell is totally not coming from any dark elder gods. Nope, not even a little bit.
Okay, so a little picture of us on the wall, just to remind everybody who's in charge around here. Oh, and this person here is saying, Penge, you're my friend. Tom, you're my friend too. Nobody likes a soggy bottom.